This is an audio test with the Godox wireless mics sitting on top of the Sony ZV-1F. This is test number 1. Morning, everyone. Jim hopes you're having a good morning, good day, whatever it happens to be where you're at. Jim was playing around with his new Sony, well, new to him, Sony ZV-1F. Just testing it out, trying some audio options. Currently I am using a Godox wireless system on it. Has a couple of lavalier mics and a receiver. The receiver also has a microphone on the back of it, so it could be used for interviewing, I suppose. And because the Sony ZV-1F does not have a hot shoe, does not have the MI connection like other Sony cameras, it is hardwired into the mic auxiliary input, I suppose it would be on the camera. Anyway, just sort of testing the audio quality. Also testing the video quality. Very bright sunlight coming in, no diffusion or anything. No filters on the lens, just letting the bright sunshine in. So far, Jim's been rather impressed with the ZV-1F. It is what it claims to be. It is a vlogging camera. It is definitely an entry-level camera. I think it has about 20 or 22 megapixel sensor, 1-inch sensor. So it can take photographs and video, but it is particularly designed for video. It does have the Sony picture profiles 1 through 10. So you can shoot S-Log and Cinelog and all the other fun things if you wanted to with it. But it also is set up just to start shooting video straight out of the box. You can put it in video program mode, stare into it, and start recording content for your vlog or YouTube page or whatever it is. It does have some limitations, but again, like I said, it is an entry-level camera. You can shoot 4K up to, I believe it is 60 frames per second. If you shoot at 120 frames per second, you are going to be limited to HD. Jim was not in the studio, as you can tell. He's trying to test the camera in real-world circumstances where he thinks maybe most people would be vlogging. And there is some background people talking. Interesting to see how the mic picks it up and how it filters it out. We do have the windscreen on the microphone. Also do have some traffic on a highway next to us. Interesting to see how it blocks that out. When we get done with this audio test, I will do some audio using the onboard mic. It comes with a windscreen, so we'll try it with the windscreen and without and see how that works. Jim is on a tripod, so they're not trying any stabilization. Like all stabilization, there is a crop factor when you stabilize. Most people seem like they want it the 20 millimeter reach of this field of view of this particular lens. They preferred it over the 24 that the ZV-1 came with. Jim kind of finds this field of view too wide. It takes in almost too much of everything. One of the recommendations I've seen on everyone's review, and it was something I did, was go ahead and set the heat turn off to its highest setting. That keeps the camera from turning itself off when it gets warm. When you open the back flap, I think that helps dissipate some of the heat. I've not had any problems with it overheating so far. There's also unlimited record time, as long as your battery lasts or you've got it powered in by USB. That's a little different for Jim. He was shooting video on the original A7 and the original A7R. And they had a half-hour shut-off time when recording video with them. This camera is smaller than your cell phone, so it's very compact, very easy to carry with you. I guess you could call it an everyday carry camera. It is going to record an image or a video for you. About the same way a lot of people use their cell phone just to get quick pictures. But it is a little bit better quality because of the size of the sensor and some of the built-in software. Autofocus, of course, is incredible. It does a great eye autofocus. You can set it to human or to animal. Both of them are great at tracking, or at least in my opinion they are. I would carry this around with me all the time, but I also, as my everyday carry camera, I have the Sony A7R with a 24-70 on it. I do like it a little bit better because of the zoom range I get, and a little bit better quality if I do have to crop in on a photo. Like I said, this is a good camera. It is what it is. It's an entry-level vlogging camera. One of the things I do like on this camera that I have heard people say they don't like is that the tripod screw is offset so that it is easy to get into the battery and card compartment. On the I believe ZV-1, it was centered, and so you basically had to take off your tripod plate to get a new battery and everything in. So although it takes a little bit of getting used to, because you're not staring centered at the tripod, you are a little bit off. It still was not a hard problem to get used to. And with the fully articulating screen that I can point towards me, it's not hard for me to line myself up in the center of the image. Jim probably should have studied some more specs and he could have given you technical stuff, but he was really just looking to, let's see how the footage look, let's see how some audio sounds. Jim has gone back to shooting with the built-in microphone. He does have the dead mouse on top of the camera, also known as the windscreen. It is gray in color and fuzzy and just lays there, so I can see why people call it a dead mouse. This is the audio with the windscreen on. This is audio without the windscreen on. Like I said, there is a 4-lane highway, maybe about 200 yards off to Jim's right. So I don't know what kind of traffic we're picking up there, what kind of outside noise we're picking up. Like Jim said, he's shooting this in a real-world situation. Do have a neighbor out walking their dog, so you may hear that, may not. Again, I'm going to be interested to see how the windscreen cuts out background noise. Like I said, I'm using a Godox lavalier mic. Do have it clipped onto my collar of my shirt. So we are right at the, distance I've always heard you're supposed to stick your lavalier mics. We'll see how that works. One thing I do like about the camera is it does have a red light on the front right next to the lens to let you know that you are recording. Also, there is a red box that surrounds the image in the viewfinder to let you know that you're recording. This camera is smaller than your cell phone is going to be even, so it's very compact, very easy